Hello, my name is John Bolt. Today I'm going to be talking about the Platypus health calculator. I'm just doing a little Lofi demo. We're going to start out with the slideshow, going over all the features that we expect to implement, and then I'm going to show you what has actually been implemented so far. So this is sort of what the initial splash screen would look like. The user can input all of the different measurements that they have made and immediately get feedback without having to sign up or log in at all. Here we have like the BMI, for example. That's the body mass index, right? So here's an example of some actual input and all of these calculations being made. One feature that we hope to provide is actually changing these units to metric or to imperial, depending on where you're located, what you want to do. So here we can see just an example of that. Of course, a really major feature for us is actually being able to log in, because after you've done that, we can track your progress, we can visualize your progress, and one sort of stretch feature we would like to add is exporting your progress as a CSV or something like that, right? For all of the metrics that you've chosen to track, right? Here we have just, creating an account. And then this is the splash screen if you've actually logged in, right? You have your weight and everything. It's all pretty much the same, except you can now actually save your progress. And from there, hoping to add some functionality. This button, you can go and visualize. You can look at a table of all of your data and everything like that. So for visualization, we're hoping to use d3.js. It's a JavaScript library for creating interactive charts on web pages. It's really powerful. New York Times, Washington Post use it quite a lot. I don't know if you read the news or anything, but you can check out some of the stuff they've done with it. So we're really hoping to provide interaction with the user with these charts so that they can immediately plot different things over different amounts of time. Here we can see it over just a single month, but maybe the user wants to see the past year, maybe they want to see just a week, all of these different things, right? So we're hoping to provide a lot of power to the user there. Of course, the user is going to have some settings that they're dealing with, setting the preferred measurement units, as we talked about before, this sort of stretch goal of exporting your progress, and the user has to also have ownership of their data, so closing their account, deleting all of the data, or requesting all of the data they have on them, things like that is something that we would like to provide. So that's sort of everything that we're hoping to implement. Roughly, these are just slides, but here is the actual web app, what has been built out of it so far. You can see the styling is very simple here. We haven't really decided in what direction we want to go with the app visually yet, but we are using, you may recognize some of Google's Material UI, such as this button, this whole nav bar up here. Actually, all of these components are in part built out of Material UI, but very simple styling. So I'm just going to go through this right here. We can see when nothing is entered, we have this not a number. This might be changed into an NA. We might change it so that it says, to calculate BMI, you actually need weight and height, rather than just displaying this sort of a placeholder for now. Another placeholder we have is this, where it displays infinity. It's not really intended. It's a little bit fun though. I'll just enter mine there. My measurements. I think my hip is 31, waist, let's say 28 maybe. Right, and I hope that what you notice there is that immediately as I change the input here, these cards update. So there's immediate feedback provided to the user. This is something no competing apps really do. So we're excited about that, and we're trying to provide as reactive UI as possible throughout the app as we build it out. This is just a little simulation of what is it like we logged in versus logged out, right? Just because authentication, of course, is not implemented yet. So all of these buttons do not work. So this is the entire product right here. Going forward, of course, we want to hit on authentication first. That's really the biggest requirement that is coming up next. And from there, there's a bunch of features that we can build out, right? Exporting, visualizing progress, actually being able to save the progress before visualizing and all of that, those are the next big requirements. And then, of course, hitting styling. We have this simplistic styling and trying to keep the UI as reactive as possible as well as we build the rest of it out. These are sort of the next big things that we're going to be moving on to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.